I turn that shit up, man.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was close, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-pound rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split 'em. FN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eating bullet for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops straight go. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those things, nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get this pussy, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
Bow, bow, bow. Peace and blessings, everybody. How everybody doing today? Already. Shout out to my guy, Black All Day, even at night, out of Kieran Haney, who is the hardest puncher's face And how do they compare to current matches? All right, let me answer this first before we get started. Out of Shakur and Haney, the hardest puncher Haney went up against so far would still probably be Jorge Linares. And the hardest puncher Shakur went against was Jeremiah Nakathila. He said Oscar Valdez gave him the hardest shot into the stomach. But the hardest puncher that Shakur been in the ring with was Jeremiah Nakathila. He said he felt Nakathila's power, and he got on his bike the whole match. He wasn't trying to get hit with that. Jeremiah Nakathila was a power puncher, and he had Shakur on his back foot the whole night. Now, how do they compare? And you said, how do they compare to the current matches? Well, I think Regis hits harder than Linares. Plus, Regis has more relentless pressure than Linares. He has great head movement. And Regis, he's the kind that's going to seek and destroy. And see, Regis, since he's been slipping his last two fights, he don't really get the credit that he deserves. Regis is a vicious champion. Everybody was ducking him except for Sabril Matias. They forget how great Regis really was. But Haney got his work cut out. And Shakur, he's going against Edwin De Los Santos. And both of them are fighting fighters that's going to be their hardest punches that they went against now. Because Edwin De Los Santos hits harder than Nakathila. Africa, who is Richardson Hitchison, he sparred with De Los Santos. And he sparred him 16-ounce gloves. Now, he just fought Zepeda at 140. And Zepeda is considered one of the hardest hitters at 140. Now, Africa said that De Los Santos hits as hard as Zepeda does at 140. And Zepeda was fighting Africa with 8-ounce gloves. So Edwin De Los Santos hits harder than Zepeda because he was fighting him with 16-ounce gloves. Plus, Edwin De Los Santos is more athletic than Nakathila. Edwin De Los Santos has power in both hands. Plus, he can corner the ring, he can cut it off. And he's been calling out Shakur for the last year. So he has a more athletic fight. I think Shakur's fight is a little bit more difficult than Devin Haney's. Because Devin Haney, he's more athletic and he got the reach over Regis. He can keep Regis back with the jab for a little bit and keep moving. He can stick and hold and all that right there. Shakur has an athlete coming at him that's ready to take his head off. But that's not the limit Devin either, because Regis trying to take his head off too, especially with the disrespect he's been receiving this whole match build up. There you go, Black All Day. Now let me do my intros. Shout out to my guy, All Things, Peace and Blessings King. First one in, Ariana Queen, Peace and Blessings. Cash Crypto, my boy, Peace and Blessings King. Black All Day, even at night, Peace and Blessings King. Young World, Peace and Blessings King. Boxing match with D Free. Salute King, Peace and Blessings. Bullet Gibson, Peace and Blessings King. Justin Hawkins, my guy, Peace and Blessings King. That whole boy, Peace and Blessings King. Jamal Fareed, Peace and Blessings King. Who we got else? Brian King Falcon, Salute King, Peace and Blessings. Prime Politics, Peace and Blessings King. Light Skin Business, Peace and Blessings King. Okay, that's everybody that's done spoke for right now. All right, so Key's going to be on a little bit later today. She has work to do, so she's going to be kind of busy. So it's an open panel. Anybody want to hop up here with me? We can go ahead and get started. It's going to be an open panel today. And yeah, we about to talk about, first we're going to talk about this daggone fight card, bro. This fight card is crazy. This is a crazy ass fight card. It got Troy Isley on it. It got Abdullah Mason. It's got Brian Norman. My guy talking crazy to Brian Norman like he really want that smoke. He told Brian Norman he was a kid and he was going to beat him as such. Yeah. This type of action I like right here. I like that trash talk because Shakur and Naveratte, they was all up in each other's stuff, boy. Like they ready to go to work. And like I said, Shakur is fighting the best right now. This is the best fighting the best. Edwin De Los Santos. Okay, Prime Politics, I see you. Salute Prime Politics. What's going on with you?
What up?
I can't call it. Oh, it's Smiley Man. Are you back?
What up?
I can't call it. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just chilling. I was getting ready to train a little bit. In a while, I got my gloves on, about to train a little bit, just for fun.
Oh, last time you was up here, you was smiling about Earl, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
That was me.
Yeah, how you doing today, man?
Good.
All right. Oh, hold on. My illustrious host is on the stage. Go ahead and speak, Key. My bad.
Oh, you're fine. Hey, hello, Prime Politics. You guys go ahead. I'll listen. I'm listening.
Oh,
Okay.
What is you about to rap about this time, Prime?
I just want to talk about my predictions for the Shakur Stevenson fight.
Hold on 1 second. Shout out to my guy Ray Davis. Peace and blessings. All right, go ahead. Let me see what your predictions is, big guy.
Yeah, so I think he's taking a tough fight. A lot of people are saying he's taking a tough fight, and but I personally think he's going to actually win this for sure. It would be kind of crazy if he lost this one. Like if you think about it, like do you think he's going to lose? Like that's kind of Shakur Stevenson. I don't know. He's not. He's going to win.
I think the cream is going to rise. I think he might have a little trouble at first, but I feel like, it's levels, and I feel like Shakur is going to separate himself as such a great fighter. He's going to separate himself, and people are going to be surprised. He's going to make a statement this fight because, they've been a lot of people like the Devin Haney fans, not all of them, but the Devin Haney fans have been muddying his name, calling him Shakab, saying he ducked when he didn't and all this. So I feel like he has a lot to prove. And I feel like he's about to go out there. And Edwin De Los Santos, he's been calling Shakur out for like a year now, in this man. So, and then, De Los Santos also did videos talking about, I'm in your hood, Shakur. I'm going to do this to you. So, he got something to prove to this man right here. He's the so-called boogeyman, but a man chasing you down. Salute, frequent flyer.
Well, they're both in the top 10. So, whoever wins this is definitely the greatest.
Whoever wins this is the WBC champion. Shakur is the mandatory. Edwin De Los Santos is number 7. Ping, salute, King. Yep. So I feel like Shakur is going to embarrass him after about the 4th, 5th round. He's going to start embarrassing him.
Wait. Do I gotta pay for this fight or is it free on ESPN?
It's on ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus? Okay. So I have to pay for ESPN Plus?
Don't you got it?
No, I don't have it.
Oh. Jay Grant Jr., salute,
Yeah.
King, peace and blessings.
I think it is an additional fee, Prime Politics.
Okay.
For the ESPN. I think that's the only thing you have to pay for is the ESPN Plus.
Okay.
I got mine by Apple TV, Key, so you automatically get ESPN Plus on Apple TV. So
they might just upload it to YouTube after the next day. So then I'll watch it that day.
Don't you want to watch it live?
I want to watch it live. I do, but I don't want to pay the fee if it costs too much on ESPN.
Well, I can tell you what you can do, right? If you're not trying to pay for it, won't you tune in to KQKC? You know KQKC boxing?
No.
Well, if somebody in here got the link, drop the link for KQKC boxing in here. KQKC boxing does round by round, hit by hit fight calling. You won't miss it. It feel like you're watching the fight right there. He calls every punch, every blow, everything. He's the best fight caller in the history. Like when I watch the fight, I cut the TV down and I listened to him call the fight. He's the best fight call I've heard. Like he's in the 1920s. Subscribe to KQKC and listen to him. He calls every fight whenever there's a fight, KQKC calls it.
Yeah, I'll probably watch some live streams of people watching it and giving their opinions, but I won't see the fight until the next day. Usually they upload it to YouTube and it's a blurry version of it. It's like a low quality version.
That's why I said if you want to watch live streams, go to KQKC. He does blow, blah, blow commentary. I'm pretty sure everybody in here listens to KQKC on fight night. What about you, Keith?
Of course. He's really good. I always recommend that. He's absolutely right. And the fee, somebody just posted in the chat because our chat is undefeated, always providing facts and receipts. The cost is $10.99.
For ESPN, it's $10.99 per month.
Yeah. But if I were you, I would just because I think that there's like the membership, and if you watch the fight and cancel it right then and there, I don't think it'll be applied. I'm just trying to help you save a buck.
As a free trial
for the KQKC.
That's true. You can do a free trial, and then cancel it right after if they allow that. Free trials.
Hey, can somebody in here drop KQKC's link in the chat?
So what do you think? What else fights did you want to talk about? There's plenty of undercards on there. On the Shakur, I think Abdullah Mason is fighting, right?
Oh yeah, you got Abdullah Mason. You got Naveratte. That card is packed, key from top to bottom.
Is there any other fights that pique your interest, Prime?
There's one on December 23rd with a lot of heavyweights. I'm basically a heavyweight. Like it would be Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are both fighting that day. Not each other. They have their own separate fights.
Anthony Joshua fighting Otto Wallin. Anthony Joshua fighting Otto Wallin.
And that's supposedly going to be it's in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be a great fight. And then there's also the Regis Devin Haney fight, which I want to see that too. I just wonder if that'll be on DAZN or that'll be on ESPN. I want to buy one of them. I'm not sure. I don't want to buy both of them. I want to buy one of them. DAZN is like $225 for the whole year.
The heavyweight might be on DAZN if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that's no, maybe it is be on ESPN. I have no idea. They haven't announced that. That's a good question, Prime.
It's confusing. They don't really explain it. I'm trying to figure that out. Because if it's $225 a year, I'll just drop that $225 on DAZN and I'll see every single boxing match just because I love boxing. So I want to do that. But so they got to really explain which program sits on because they switch it up every time.
If you do that, why you just don't subscribe to ESPN?
That's a good question. I mean, they do have every single sport, so.
I was gonna say, how are you gonna watch the Devin fight? How are you gonna watch Regis fight? Where were you?
Right, that's probably on DAZN.
Do you have DAZN?
No, but I'm thinking about getting it.
Yeah, you got the Emmanuel Naveratte versus Robinson Concasio. You got Brian Norman Jr.
I can get it right now. I just gotta pull it up. I have the app downloaded. I just have to buy it.
Shalom Teach. Hey, all things. Look in the chat. Prime Politics. All things and Black All Day. They just posted KQKC's his link, so you can go subscribe to him.
Okay.
That play-by-play. But yeah, you know the most interesting.
Okay. I'll check that one out.
All right, A Key. That Brian Norman and Quentin Randall gonna be a great fight right there too, Key.
Off the chain.
You hear what he told Brian Norman?
No, what did he say?
He said, "You are a kid, and I will beat your ass."
And he like what, 13? I'm just playing.
He's 13-0 now.
Abdullah look scared himself. Lord, he's talking big. That's that big man talk. Okay, Abdullah. Talk your talk.
That wasn't Abdullah.
Who did you say said that?
I said Quentin Randall said at the Brian Norman Jr.
Oh, well, dang. Okay.
Brian Norman 24-0, and Quentin Randall. Quentin Randall 13-0. That's Rick Tim's homeboy, Quentin Randall.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that was Rick Tim's homeboy, but I know he was 13-0 and Brian is 24-0. Yo, that's a good fight. I can't wait to see that. Yo, tomorrow is lit.
Yeah, and guess what? We got the post commentary after it, Key.
Yeah, I'll be.
Wait, is the Shakur Stevenson fight tomorrow or is it on Saturday?
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I actually want to see this live, to be honest, because this is like broadcasting everywhere. So many people are gonna watch.
Everybody is talking about it.
Let me tell you why you want to see this live, Prime Politics.
Because it's Shakur Stevenson, like the greatest fighter.
Now I'm about to tell you why. You got Giovanni Sariccio versus Lucas Diabreu. You got Hugo McCallum versus Sergey Obadai. You got Abdullah Mason versus Jose Cardenas. Both of them undefeated. You got Jackson Murray versus Steven Torres. You got Emiliano Vargas versus Brandon Mendoza. You got Troy Isley versus Vladimir Hernandez. You got Floyd Diaz versus Max Ornelas. You got
how many fights is that?
I'm about to tell you. You got Brian Norman Jr. versus Quentin Randall. You got Emmanuel Naveratte versus Robinson Concasio. And then you got Shakur Stevenson versus Edwin De Los Santos. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 10 fights.
That's 10 fights in one day.
That's $1 a fight.
And that's it. If I subscribe to ESPN Plus.
Yeah, that's $1 a fight.
Dang, I'm not sure. I want to see this fight so bad.
If you're a boxing fan, you can give out $1 a fight. Now that's $1 a fight. They give you your money's worth.
But heavyweight, you might as well support your fellow compadres.
And especially if you talk about spending $200 and some dollars on the zone. You say Shakur the best fighter in the world.
It's not a bad deal. Actually, thinking about it, it's not really a bad deal. Because ESPN Plus, they not only have boxing. I have NBA League Pass.
You'll get college football on that ESPN Plus too.
And college football. They have a lot of stuff. Only $10.99.
You'll get NFL, college football, everything. You can't lose with ESPN Plus, the worldwide leader in sports.
Right, but that would only be for the Shakur Stevenson fight. Most fights are on DAZN. So I'm thinking more towards DAZN than ESPN Plus.
And most fights are on DAZN. DAZN has least fights than anybody. PBC has the most fights, then Top Rank, then DAZN. DAZN got a lot of bum bashing fights over in the UK and the European fights. They have fights that don't mean nothing.
So does ESPN Plus show every single fight that happens, every single popular fight at least?
Everything that deals with Top Rank, yeah. And Top Rank got all the Olympians. You got Big Baby Anderson over there.
All the Olympians?
Yeah, everybody. When you're in the Olympics and you come out, you go to Top Rank. So Keyshawn Davis, you got Big Baby, you got everybody over there on Top Rank.
Dang, I'll think about it. I'm trying to see. I can't do both. I can subscribe to ESPN Plus. Let's see.
That don't make sense. Prime Politics. You can spend $10, but you can spend $225
up per year for a year. $225 a year for the whole thing.
Yeah, but you got to pay that up front if you're paying annually.
Right. Yeah. $10, $11 a month is monthly. So
yeah, exactly. And if you got that, just buy both of them for a month. A1 Hoops on salute, King. ESPN Plus.
To be honest, the zone might be overpriced. They might be overcharging people.
Yeah, they don't went up $5. The zone done went up $5 because they done lost
$11. $11 seems like a good deal, like a pretty cheap deal.
The zone done lost $1 billion. They had to get another $1 billion bailout.
They got college football games. A lot of them, most of them.
What?
On ESPN Plus, they got a lot of college football games. They got this boxing match, but that's like the only boxing thing that I see on this.
I just said that. I just said
Bring boxing Stevenson versus De Los Santos. That's the only thing I want to see, though. That's the only thing they got in terms of boxing. The rest of them are just college football, which I don't really care about college football that much.
But yeah, I'm about to get on with the show, though.
I want to.
You hear me?
So, is every single top rank fight on this platform?
Yes. This is their platform. Yep.
Cool.
But get back to the chat and talk to us from the chat because we about to get the show started, big dog.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
All right, no problem. No
I'll talk
problem.
in the chat
And buy that fight. And buy that fight.
I will. I'll see
Brian.
it. I'll see if I can buy it.
All right.
All right. Bye now.
Salute to Shakur Bell Hot and Danny Drew. Peace and blessings, Kings. Somebody was stealing fights. Hey, Key.
Hey. So I want to talk about real quick. First of all, shout out to the chat. Everybody that's in here. Queen Ariana. As always, all things. Ping One, Danny Drew, Black All Day, Ray Davis, Bullet. Shout out to you, King. Shout out to Brian the King Falcon. Okay. Listening and working. I got you, King. Shout out to Grown Man Boxing. Exactly. A1 Hoop Zone. Shout out to you, King J Grant. That whole boy. Shout out to you. Shout out to my boy Cash Crypto in the building. Shout out to you, man. Thank you guys for coming through. Frequent flyer. If I missed anyone, my apologies. But shout out to y'all for coming. It's really, really good to see y'all. Teach. Shout out to you, Teach. I see you in the building. Everybody, shout out, man. So I want to tell y'all about my thumbnail. I'm not doing it.
Roy Jones.
I'm not doing a troll today. This is paying homage. I thought this would be a good way to kick off 24 hours before the Shakur fight. I wanted to show I want to show Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. He's definitely one of my top favorite fighters as well, with over 60 wins, about 47 or 48 knockouts, only 9 losses. And the reason why I wanted to show this, you guys, is because Roy, if you guys do not know, Roy went 10 years without losing a round unanimously by judges. Did you guys know that? Roy Jones Jr. went 10 years without losing unanimously a round by the judges, you guys. So I thought,
you know what else? Roy's the only fighter to go a whole round without being hit.
Perfect. So I thought that because we have Shakur fighting there with the Sweet Science tomorrow. He hardly loses rounds unanimously. I thought that this was perfect right here. Like a salute to Shakur Stevenson and paying homage at the same time to Roy Jones Jr. because I'm not a fighter. I've never been in a ring. I exercise and I might hit the bag a few times, but I'm not an active fighter. But so with that being said, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, what it takes to get in that ring, be hit, give out hits, and most importantly, not get hit. And I want to pay my respects, give the flowers to before the bashing and the trashing come with Shakur on Thursday night and Friday, because whether he win or lose, people are going to have something to say. So I want to give my flowers to Shakur and tell him that he's already starting off his career in great company, because the only other fighter that was to do something like that is no other than the comparable Roy Jones Jr.
And Willie Pep.
Yes, Willie Pep.
And shout out to Key Alexander for bringing my favorite fighter into the daggone fold. This is the boxer I used to train to be like. And my coach used to get mad. Talking about, you're not no Roy Jones. Don't do that. But you couldn't tell me that. I get in the ring, I would drop my hands, and I would think I was Roy Jones. Yes, sir.
Yes. Very good fighter. Very, very, very great fighter. Actually, excellent fighter. So let's kick this off.
Yes, thank.
Upper.
Oh, go ahead. My son was talking to me.
I said, let's kick this off. What we talking about? What we cooking on today?
We was going on no problem. Truth. I was talking about the fight card coming up. I was looking at that fight card. I was looking at some of these great fights. I was going to talk about the Shakur fight, Naveratte fight, and first, I want to talk about this Brian Norman Jr. and Quentin Randall fight. This fight right here is an underrated fight, but this fight right here is going to be fireworks right here. This fight is going to be action. Brian Norman Jr., he's undefeated, 24-0. There was also rumors that he gave Crawford a hard time in sparring. Somebody had said that he had dropped Crawford in sparring, but that's probably hearsay. We're not going to say that because, we don't care about sparring. But Brian Norman Jr. been waiting for his shot. Quentin Randall, 13-0. He's a legend. They said the man's legendary. So he only got 13. He got 14 fights. Brian Norman looks like he got the experience over him, but he doesn't. So this is going to be a hell of a fight right here. And this fight right here is going to decide one of these young people's career. Because right now, as a prospect, it's hard when you lose a fight like this as a prospect. Because you got the momentum building. And then when you lose at this stage right here, you got to start back over. And neither one of these guys want to go back. And both of them have bright futures. But we're going to see whose future is bright and who's going to have to put in extra work to catch back up and get back to where they was at.
That was great. What I like about Brian Norman Jr. is I think that he's you know how there, I don't want to say this and be like, I don't want this to be disrespectful or to sound disrespectful at all, but you know how we say that like some fighters are basic. I'm not saying that he's basic in the sense that he doesn't have anything, but he really utilizes his basic fundamentals. Does that make sense?
He's fundamentally sound.
Yeah, he's fun. There you go. He's fundamentally sound. Like he's very. It's not too much pop with him, not too much pizzazz. He just breaks you down with just coming in, throwing two combos, backing up. I really became. I really liked how the display he put on with Jesus Antonio. I don't know if Antonio Perez. I don't know if y'all remember that fight.
You know who he reminds you of?
What?
And as soon as I say it, you gonna be like, damn sure right. He reminds you of a black Imantas Stanionis.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree. I can see that.
Both of them are real good fundamentally. They do everything pretty good. They don't do nothing great, but they do everything good, and they're defensively sound and they're fundamentally sound. And that's how I look at him. It's hey, the reason why they didn't promote it, Bullet, is because first off, they got a budget for that fight. So they already got their money for the fight. And the tickets have sold out now. So the money that they make for ticket sales is really extra for Bob Arum. So he's getting that. So they're not doing pay-per-views. So all they wanted to do was sell out the venue. And that's it really. Because they already got the money from the fight from the network. And so that's one thing about Top Rank. They don't really never have to promote because they get their fights on a budget. So they already have their money in hand. So when they put on a show, the venues and stuff, that's extra money for the promoter because the fighters and everything already got their guarantees. Their money already comes out the budget. Bob already gets his money out the budget. And if he can get the fights under the budget, that's even more money that he gets. That's why he likes making in-house fights because he makes more money because he balances the budgets out for the fights and he keeps all the rest. That's what Bob Arum does. But see, Shakur fight is already sold. The Formula One people, they got money, so they ain't got weekday jobs like everybody else. They can afford to party during the weekdays like this. They not bound by the constraints of society like regular people. Go ahead, Key.
Yes, that is absolutely right. And to piggyback off of that, to be honest with you, so last month I was complaining that this fight wasn't being talked about. Remember that, Upper?
Yes, you
I
would.
said, why are we talking about Shakur? You know, his fight comes first. Now wherever you turn, you cannot miss it. Like I like the aggressive marketing, the last minute aggressive marketing tactic that they're doing. I think that this fight is actually going to do well. I think it will be sold out. It'll be a packed arena tomorrow because of the quality of fights. And
It's already sold out.
yes, and but to say that it's not like it's not, I think we're so used to big marketing fights because we've had so many big fights this year that we are expecting this with that. But that goes back to the point that I made to OTB Boxing a few days ago, where I said Top Rank really can't handle their oversight and all that, really can't handle big fights of a Tank or Errol Spence or a Canelo magnitude. That's what PBC is there for. You see what I'm saying? So I think they did just right with the amount of money that they had to deal with. They working with, you know what I'm saying, what they got to work with. But back to Brian Norman Jr. With him being 24-0, I want to see how he's going to handle, which I felt like with the Perez fight, I felt like it pretty much showed me a lot. But I'm interested to see how he handles the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like the look that Quentin Randall is going to give. Because I think I'm gonna give the edge to Brian Norman Jr. What do you think about that, Upper? I have Brian winning that fight.
Um, like I said, it's gonna be a tough one. Like I got it. It can go either way, but I'm gonna lean toward Brian because he got a little bit more ring presence. But like I said, Quentin got a little showstopper with him as well, though, and he told that man he gonna beat him like a little kid. So you know, hey, I want to see what he talking about. Like, don't be surprised if Quentin upsets Brian Norman, but I'm gonna go with Brian Norman because, like I said, Brian Norman, you know, he sticks to the fundamentals. As long as Quentin don't ain't like, you know, an athletic juggernaut, I think Brian and his fundamentals can weather the storm, and he can get the win. Maybe even get the stoppage if he gets started early.
I
Maybe if he
like
gets
that.
stopped, he
Yeah,
gets
I like that. I think if he gets I'm not sure about a stoppage in this one. Do I see a knockdown? Possibly. I'm not sold on that either. I
no.
think that
What I'm talking about, if he gets started early with the body work and stuff, he could probably get a referee stoppage. That's what I'm saying. He probably get a stoppage. You know.
right, right. No, I get what you're saying. I just think that with Brian, I think Brian. I just think because he does everything like it's like a I don't know. It's like a method that he does. Like I can't describe it. Now I will say, Quentin was funny when he said you got a 24-0 resume, but you got 24 bums on your resume. That was hilarious.
Well,
I was like,
Teach said he going for Quentin.
you going with Quentin? I could see that. You know what? There's really no wrong or right answer in this because like I just feel like when it comes to Brian, like I said, he's fundamentally sound, but he don't have that woo factor. Does that make sense? Like it's
Yeah,
not like it's like he doesn't do anything eye catching for me. He's just a good
that whole hold on, that whole boy. That's what I said. I say he like Imantas Stanionis. You remember when Imantas Stanionis and Butayev fought that whole boy? You remember how they just sat there and kept trading like do like they was like rock'em sock'em robots. That's the way I look at Brian Norman. He fights like that to me, honestly. He's like a basic European fighter. That's what he acts like, a basic European fighter. Like, yeah, he's like a European. Matter of fact, Brian Norman has a European fighter style. That's the way he reminds you of. He reminds you of like a lesser form of Bivol, like a Montes Stanionis. Like he reminds me of Stanionis when he fights, or even Butayev. Yeah, Tanjiro Stanionis has a better guard, but Stanionis is still like predictable and robotic. That's what I'm saying. Like Stanionis' defense is a little better with his high guard, but they both are predictable. They both are robotic. And like I said, you can set traps on them, and you could the Melvin Air podcast, peace and blessings, King. And like you can set traps on. I feel like you could time Brian Norman, and I feel like the way he does the same things over, like you can capitalize off of that, and make him pay. Like you can jump over his shots. Like you can time his shot, and you can time his shot, and you can counter him as he's throwing that shot. You can counter it, beat him to the punch, and you can top him. Yeah, he's a hard hitter to teach. That's one thing that he got over Stanionis. Stanionis has a better defense. Brian hits harder. That's how I feel. But like I said, Brian Norman also throws with one speed. So you could damn time him and beat him to the punch or come over top. Or when he punch, take a step back and then step forward with your shot as he's pulling his back. Like any of those cases right there will help you disrupt the timing of him and put him in a world of hurt. He'll be in the hurt locker.
Exactly. And so I'm really excited. I look forward to see what these two fighters bring me. I'm not as excited like how I am about the Shakur Stevenson fight, but I am excited to see, like, this is an excellent card that they have. I'm excited to see how Naveratte responds to his challenge, even though I have him winning. I do think it's interesting, though. I don't think that Naveratte is Shakur's next opponent. From what I'm hearing, from what I've heard, Naveratte is not entertaining that right now. I think that Naveratte is going to stay in that division. He's not going to move to 135. From the hesitation responses that I picked up yesterday. Now, I could be wrong, but from my understanding, it looks like Shakur is actively following up on that Lomachenko fight for next year. And I think that the way that Bob was talking yesterday about everything, he said, I guess Lomachenko's something in Ukraine happened with his home, and that's why he can't fight for the rest of the year. But Bob is gonna paint that picture with Loma because he liked Loma. No disrespect to Truth in the building, but he liked Loma. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to give his boy a way out. Now next year, I'm not sure because Loma still has Kambosos on the list, and it looks like Shakur is actively pursuing Lomachenko. I think we might get a Shakur and a Loma fight next year. So that's quite interesting for me. What do you think, Upper? Well, I think Upper is busy right now. So yes, let me finish cooking.
I was sitting here. I was reading the chat.
You said, I don't want no smoke, Truth. I don't want no smoke. I'm just saying it. That's what it seemed like. Now, I will say this, Truth. Instead of Shakur fighting Edwin, it should have been Shakur fighting Loma. Now, I will say that now.
I think it was a tougher fight than Loma, to be honest.
Lord,
I think Edwin will stop Loma at this point, to be honest. Jermaine Ortiz showed us that. But Loma, I feel like Loma, I would like to see Loma go back to 130. Because Loma at 130, he was the Matrix. And that's when Loma had his best. Like, Loma was that man back at 130. Like, I feel like the 135 is too big for him. Like, when you see when Devin fought Loma, Devin was twice the man's size. He even told Devin, he say, what is you, a heavyweight? And see, even Shakur, if Shakur fight Loma, he's gonna be just as big versus Loma. So Loma is not Floyd Mayweather, but it's gonna be like Floyd versus Canelo because they both gonna came in over 20, 30 pounds heavier than Loma. And like, that's why I like the IBF. The IBF has that 10-pound weight limit where you can't rehydrate more than 10 pounds. So that way people are fighting in the division instead of fighting lightweights as a junior middleweight. Just do salute, King. Peace and blessings. Yeah, yeah. Don't take that away from Loma. Loma's a great fighter, but he's a 130 pounder. 135, just the guys at 135 are just way too big for Loma because Loma doesn't blow up that big at the fight night. Loma might get up to maybe 138. He fighting people that's in the 154s. Like even when he fought Jermaine Ortiz.
Lord, I said no disrespect now. I said no disrespect. I'm sorry, Truth. You can have it though. That's his favorite fighter. Upper.
Oh,
Truth,
I know.
you
That's why I
can't
was
say
messing.
nothing about Loma.
That's why I said it, Key. That's why I said it. I had to get the Black 10-0 going.
I do. I like. But you know what? I do agree with that. Loma do need to be back at 130. I do agree with that. I think he can make a move, but I think his main
I
move
like
right
Loma at 130 though. I like him at 130. I like Loma
Yeah.
at 130. He's exciting at 130, and the fights are great when he's at 130. Like I think he's a little sluggish at 135. He's a little sluggish. He can't do his matrionics at 135. Plus, his power is a lot better at 130. Respectfully.
Respectfully, of course. Do you think that like how do you think the Loma and the Cambosos fight will go? I got him beating Cambosos.
I got him stopping Cambosos, honestly. I got Lomachenko stopping Cambosos and taking Maxie Hughes' IBO belt that Maxie Hughes was robbed for. Because Maxie Hughes beat Cambosos 10-2, 9-3 at the most. But they knew Cambosos was trying to get the Loma fight, so they had to make it enticing to make Loma fight Camboso. So they had to hell. So Lomachenko's about to get the IBO belt. He's gonna stop George Camboso. He's gonna do what Devin should have did to that man, honestly.
Lord, come on now. We trying to keep the peace today.
No, I'm saying Devin should have stopped Cambosos in that second fight. And I feel like if Devin would have went to the body, he would have knocked him out. Bullet Gibson. There's no way in America that George Cambosos can beat Lomachenko, Bullet Gibson.
Nah, he's not beating Cambosos. I know Truth just said he's getting older and his feet slowing down, but even with that, he not being unless he knock out Loma walking away with that title.
He's not going to hit Loma. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why Cambosos won't do a thing with Lomachenko is because Lomachenko attacks from the left side. And like I told people before, if Maxie Hughes attacks Camboso's left side, it was going to be a long night for Camboso. And like I said, Maxie Hughes arguably beat that man 10-2. Cambosos does not have a left hand. He cannot throw a punch with his left hand. Like his left hand is like, I hate to say the word, retarded. Like he has no power or no control with his left hand. He's a one-handed fighter. Rick Tim, salute King. He's a one-handed fighter. And Lomachenko will attack him on his left side, and he can't defend on his left side. That's what makes it so bad. That's why I don't know what Bill Haney was watching. Bill Haney should have told Devin, attack him from the left. I seen that the first fight. I seen it versus Mickey Bay. Oh, you forget, Bullet. Teofimo put him down too. Teofimo did put Cambosos down. But see, the difference is Teofimo wasn't Teofimo that night. And everybody know that.
His esophagus was broken.
Yeah, his esophagus was broken.
I'm just playing. I was trolling with that comment.
I know. But we seen what Maxie Hughes did to and Maxie ain't nobody gonna say Maxie Hughes is a world beater. We're not gonna do that. Nobody's gonna say that Maxie Hughes is any type of world beater. Peace and blessings, Demetrius Bright. And Maxie Hughes made Cambosos look like he was an amateur. Kambosos, I had Kambosos rated as a C+ fighter. After he got out of there for Maxie Hughes, I rated him as a D-. I didn't think he was in the top 50 for that performance.
Speaking of performance, what can we expect from Concasio tomorrow? You think he's
That's gonna be a great fight. Robins Concasio and Naveratte, that's gonna be a great fight.
But what do you expect? Because see what Naveratte can do when it comes to pressure, and he got them hands. And the only reason why he didn't put Valdez down in his that last fight because his other hand was broke, where he injured it.
Robins Concasio also beat Valdez, but was robbed. Robins Concasio beat Valdez and was robbed, and Valdez fought Concasio on PEDs as well. He had to fight him with PEDs and everything. And he still beat the hell out of him.
I feel as though when it comes to PED testing, if they were to ever create a boxing commission and I was to be a part of it, I would say any boxer that tests positive for PEDs, their last fight will automatically be of no contest and have to redo it. Or if there was a belt won, you'll have to give up that belt or put it on the line immediately. I'm sorry, when in a clean fight.
You better than me, because if you test dirty, I'm putting a loss on your record. I'm not giving you a no contest. I'm giving you a loss.
Give him a loss? Yeah, I can see that. I'll give him a loss too.
I ain't giving you no contest.
Now it depends because we got all this stuff out there. So like the nasal spray. Remember that nasal spray incident that was allowed in one state, not allowed in another state. Like there needs to be
or like they do Spanish fighters, they allow Spanish fighters to take clenbuterol, but if any other race of a fighter takes clenbuterol, then they're found in substance abuse. I mean, they found doping. So it's okay for Spanish people to take clenbuterol, but if another person besides a Mexican takes clenbuterol, then they get popped dirty. Now I think that's wrong.
No, that's super.
You said what?
I said no, that's super wrong, and there needs to be a consensus on all of this stuff that's out here. Now that we have, every day.
But they say that their food is already tainted. So since their food is tainted, they can't help it. But I'm like, okay, so they're allowed to have an unfair advantage, and then they try to lie to us, talking about, well, it's a certain percentage they can have. And like I tell people, a person can be maxed out. A person can be maxed out on clenbuterol in their system, and in 24 hours it will dissipate. The clenbuterol will dissipate into your bloodstream, and when they test you, you will be under the limit because it's done spread through your whole body and it's dissipated. It's not like the shit sits concentrated in your system. Nothing sits concentrated in your system. Yeah, they do, Bullet. They raise the limit for Canelo. But yeah, Concasio, he's gonna do pretty good until Naveratte start picking up bunches and punches. But see, Concasio, he gets winded. And he likes to throw conservatively. And see, when you fight Naveratte is gonna push the fight. He's gonna push the action. He's gonna make it go. He's gonna make it do what it do. And I feel like he's gonna overwhelm Concasio. Even though this is the first time Naveratte is not the tallest person in the fight this time. Because Concasio is taller than him. And he's
looking at when he fought Valdez, that was like a giant fighting a little person, I promise you.
Yeah. He wasn't that, but he wasn't that much bigger than Shakur though. So I'm like, damn, Shakur pretty tall.
Yeah, because I was like, man, why is Naveratte beating on that little boy like that? And I was like, oh, that's Valdez. I was cracking up because I just by happenstance turned to that fight because I wasn't going to watch it. But I wanted to see if, I just wanted to see a good fight. I kept hearing people talk about it. I turned it on. I'm like, yo, who is this person? Naveratte was like, he was towering over Valdez. And I felt so bad because Valdez could not get in there and stay in there. But the same thing happened with him and Shakur. Valdez could not get into the pocket with Shakur for nothing. Like Shakur knocked him sideways. Did you see how you pulled on Naveratte glove? What's going on, Rick? Tim?
Hey, yo, Rick, your boy Quentin get to get it in tomorrow, don't he?
Hey, man, Quentin. Hey, did y'all see the press conference with him and Brian Norman Jr.?
He said, "I'm gonna beat you like a kid."
Man, he said, "You're a kid to me. I'm gonna beat you like your daddy." Hey, man, Q seemed laser focused. You know, he knows this is his number one opportunity since he turned pro in 2019. He got this 11-year.
You know, Norman turned pro in 2018, a year before. And look, you missed it. You must have missed us at first. I just told Keith. I said, this is both of these fighters' biggest shots. I said, neither one of these fighters can take a loss right now. I said, if they take a loss right now, they got to go back to the drawing board, and the person that wins, it catapults them into contender status. And if you lose, you're going to have to start all the way back over. This is one of them make or break fights right here.
No doubt, man. You know, I see it as a loss would be more devastating for Q. You know, that 11-year age disadvantage, you know, 22 against 33, you know, Q on the B side, you know, he's really not expected to beat this young boy. But man, I'ma never vote against Houston, y'all. Ever.
Welterweight, right? This welterweight, right?
Yeah, welterweight. Absolutely welterweight. And Q, he done been in the ring with Bud, Earl, Mel, I mean, Regis. I mean, you name it. Q done been Keyshawn. Q done got a lot of work in, you know, in that sparring avenue.
Derrick James said that Q was pretty good. I talked to Derrick James last night, and he was like, "Yeah, Q pretty solid." He said,
"Hey man, he
gave Earl some good work."
Oh man, he done gave him a lot of, and I mentioned to y'all, Q said nobody gave him more work than Keyshawn, and boy, that says a lot since he done been in the ring with Bud and Earl and more. So, this the opportunity Q been waiting on. You know, that little brief prison stint. You know, he turned pro late, and he have catapulted himself into this type of opportunity. And man, he cannot let it pass him. He got to get this win tomorrow, man. And I'm riding with him, and he gonna do it. He really gonna do it, man. No, he the only one on the B side that I'm expecting to win tomorrow night. No doubt.
24-0. 24-0.
You right. You said you're rooting for Quentin, Rick.
Man, that's my partner. You know, he here in Houston too. Key, hell yeah, I'm pulling for Q.
Hey, you said that's the only B side. I think Brandon Mendoza might give Emilio Vargas some work.
True. No doubt.
If that's the right Vargas, one of them Vargas boys ain't as good as the rest of them. And I know Brandon Mendoza is pretty decent.
Yeah, Mendoza, he pretty solid. But hey, man, you make the A side for a reason. You expected to win. You know, that's where most of the promotion going.
Well, guess what, Rick? Evan Holyfield was the A side, and he got knocked out by a truck driver, and he was a 10,000 point favorite.
Hell yeah, no different than football. Any given Sunday, man, you come to work, you focus, and you know that you can win. Coming out confident. Anything can happen in these boxing streets. And Q.
See, boxing a lot different from football, because in boxing, all you need is one punch. One punch can change your life. One punch can turn you from a nobody to a somebody, and that fast. You could be a nobody to a somebody in 2.7 seconds. 2.7 seconds.
The boxing guard is gonna be on. I'm about to say, man, the boxing guard is gonna be on Q side for this bout, dog. You know, he done had to really get it out the mud. You know, Brian Norman Jr.
What he gonna do against Brian Norman's power?
He gonna stymie it. That's what he gonna do. He gonna render it null and void. That's what he gonna do. He not gonna go in there and try to be no hero. He gonna stick to his own plan. You know, Q is very technical. You know, he gonna blow you out the ring with just massive power. He just gonna pick at you. He gonna be smart now.
You think he gonna try to take him deep waters? You think he gonna take?
I'm glad you said that.
You
know, Brian Norman,
he fades.
And Brian Norman only been past 6 rounds twice. Q
That's
pushing. Yeah. And Brian Norman never been 10 rounds.
Yeah, you know Brian Norman fades around the 5th, 6th round, right? You know,
and Q ain't gonna fade.
I said, you know, Brian Norman usually fade around the 5th and 6th round. And I don't think he's ever been 10 rounds before. This is 10 rounds.
He never
right?
been 10 rounds.
This is 10
This
rounds.
This is his first scheduled 10 rounds, right? Woo! And he never been past 8. He been 6 and he been 8 once. So he never seen a 9th or a 10th round. And out of 21 wins, he been past 6 twice. Yeah, he been so. Hey man,
24.
Oh, 24 and 21 knockouts. Well, that's even better for Q. Q coming to win, y'all. That press conference, he ain't there to play no games. He not smiling. He not kicking. Brian Norman gonna have to really earn this against this 33-year-old from Houston, man. Without question.
The only thing I see that troubles me about Q, right? He too long and slender, man. He got a lot of frame to hit, boy. He got a lot of frame to work with.
That's all right. He gonna use that length and keep the distance and do his thing. I'm fine with that. Brian Norman gonna get in there and he gonna get in some deep water and we're gonna see how well he can tread. Can he wade down the stretch and stay afloat? Because if not, Q gonna take the unanimous decision, man. Q.
So you think Q will be able to take the onslaught of body shots?
Hey, he gonna smother them body shots. Q ain't finna try to be no hero. He know this young dude got a lot of energy, got a lot of power. It's gonna be a mind thing in there. If Q come and do what he needs to do, my dog got this. He got it, no doubt.
Well, I'm definitely rooting for him. May the best man win. I did say prior, and I'm gonna stand on it. I think that Brian could, edge it out because of the power and how he is more fundamental, in my opinion. He has the fundamentals of boxing, nothing really too pizzazz about him. But I can see what you're saying with Quentin Randall. That does worry me though, like what I'm saying about the body shots. But if you're saying that he's off it and he's going well. I don't think it's gonna.
Damn, is Keith breaking up or is that my phone?
Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, start over.
I said, I did say prior to you coming on here, Rick, that I had Brian. I'm sorry, yeah, I had Brian winning, giving him the edge over Quentin because I do worry about shots. But you're saying that Quentin could smother him, so I'm saying may the best man win. I don't have a knockout. I do have going to unanimous decision, but may the best man win. I hope Quentin put on the show and bite down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I don't see neither one of them winning by knockout. I don't see either one of them winning by knockout. Brian Norman, he got top rank on his side, and he expected to win, but hey, man, upsets do happen, and Q finna represent Houston.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna give my real assessment on it, right? If Quentin, now I've seen a couple Quentin fights, right? And I'm gonna tell you who he reminds me of. His fighting style reminds me a little bit of the cheat code. What's that? What's my man name at 54? What's my guy Fundora? He reminds me of Fundora.
Okay.
And you know, Fundora's like Dalsim on Street Fighter. He could reach across the ring and hit you, but he rather fight on the inside. And I see that a lot with Quentin. Quentin likes to fight small a lot. Like I've noticed a lot of his fights, Rick. He don't use his length. He don't really keep him at bay like he should. Like for his parameters and for his measurements, he should be fighting fighters and keeping them back. He should be popping them back and keeping them away and fighting at a distance. But he fights a lot of times inside when he don't need to. And I feel like,
Well,
hold on for a second. He fights this guy right here. He's gonna have to keep his strengths. He's gonna have to keep his distance. He's gonna have to keep him back. He's not gonna have to let this man get in close. He's gonna have to box and he's gonna have to go lateral. Because that's the only way I see him doing. He box and stay lateral. Because I feel like if he lets Brian get close, if he lets Brian get on the inside, I feel like he's gonna touch him early, he's gonna touch him off, and he's gonna make him pay. He's gonna make him pay because I feel like Quentin. I mean, I'm rooting for him. That's your guy. I'm a root for him. But I feel like if he take too many of them shots to the body, it's not gonna fare well for him, and he's not gonna be able to get on this bike. So he has to use his distance. He can't let him get close.
Well,
go ahead.
Brian gonna have to have Q taken out on the stretcher to win this fight tomorrow. And unlike Fundora, Q don't keep his chin on the straight line. Fundora just totally gives up his length. He gives up his reach, and Q ain't gonna be that foolish. Fundora fights foolishly. I mean, he too damn long and big to consistently keep getting rocked up close. Q not gonna do that. That's suicide against this young bull, man. He not finna do that, dog.
I'm just saying, in his last couple fights, he has been fighting small. He's been fighting like a smaller fighter in his last couple fights.
Okay.
Go back and look at his last couple fights. He's been fighting small. He hasn't been sitting back there attacking from the outside. Now, I ain't saying he's exactly like Pandora, and I'm not saying that Brian gonna hit him up top. I'm talking about he can't give up his size in this fight. He can't let Brian get in that mid range right there so he can attack that body. He can't let him get that close. Because if Brian can get into that mid-range level and get to that body, it's going to be problems. That's what I'm saying.
What I love about that press conference yesterday, Q got gangster when Brian was being cordial. Brian didn't get the shit talking till after Q called him out. Brian was there to just soak up the atmosphere. Man, this is what I've been waiting on. Opportunity, woo. Q, Brian smiling, Q ain't cracked damn smile. Q like, man, I'm gonna beat your ass. Damn all this friendly shit.
That had me rolling like it. I was tripping, boy. I said, wow. I said he just gave that young boy a reality check.
And then Brian tried to. He said what?
He said, this shit ain't fun and games right here. Shit. I was like, we got that.
Brian can bounce back from a loss, especially if he don't get stopped a lot quicker than Q can. Q got that that clock ticking. He's 22 years old, Q 33. He finna be 34 in less than a year. So
he's
Q
22 with 24 wins. He's 22 with 24 wins. He'll definitely back. He'll definitely bounce back.
And look at a lot of Brian Norman's opponents. He
That's
didn't
not what I said.
uptick.
I said with
Yeah, I
him
heard
being
what you
young
said.
and 20. Yeah, he got bounced back easily.
Yeah, I agree. That's why a loss would be far more devastating to Q than it would be Brian. You know, he still got the promotion and the marketing behind him if he don't go in there and get slaughtered. So man, I've been waiting on this bout for quite some time. And 2 fights ago, Q had another guy in there coming there like 13-1 that was expected to blow him out of there, and Q stopped him. He only got maybe 3 or 4 knockouts, so he don't come to knock you out. He just come to outpoint you, outsmart you,
Who he
and
get that draw with?
outlast you.
Who did Q get that draw with?
I don't remember. I don't remember. That was early on.
Yeah, I know.
And dog,
I couldn't find that fight.
Just his sparring alone is gonna help him in this bout. You know,
What we say about
he done
sparring?
been in there. Hey, practice. Hey, it's still practice. And when you practicing against top-notch dudes, you either get worse or you get better. And shit, Q still haven't lost.
Yeah. But we can talk to that dude. We talked to that Kevin Johnson, right? He had great sparring
Right.
with Tank. He sparred with Tank, Shakur, Devin, Floyd, AB, and then African beat that nigga 8-2.
8-2. Whoa.
Yeah. Richardson Hitchison beat that man 8-2. He destroyed that man in there.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Oh,
I just
right,
see.
Danny Drew, you right. Samson Likowicz, he catches the fight as soon as they get over here and they don't know nothing. And Samson, he'll sign them to a daggone 360 contract, and then they be stuck under Samson Likowicz. That's why Samson always grabbed them Cubans and Spanish fighters. That's his hustle. He gets them and he puts them through the pimp mobile. It's called a pimp game. That's what Samson does.
Pimp game, huh?
Yeah. You ain't noticed that, Rick? Samson get all the Spanish fighters that come over here. That's not Samson Likowicz. He'll get them. He'll sign them to that deal. They be stuck with him about 5 to 7 years.
Ooh,
he got David Benavidez and David Morrell, and that's crazy because he got both the Davids. Oh yeah, and Key.
Yeah.
You see what David Benavidez said the other day, right?
Which part?
You see who he called out, don't you?
Oh, he called out Bud.
Yeah, David Benavidez said, "You want Canelo? You got to see me first."
Hey, Rick. To be fair,
Dave.
For Rick, remember I said if Bud want to go to 168, he should see David Morrell or Benavidez first. I said that.
And you know something?
You did.
Honest, Key. I feel like Bud will do a lot better against Benavidez than he do against Morrell. I feel like Morrell sends Bud to the upper room. I feel like Bud can exploit David's defense, honestly, because David has no.
Hey, you took the words right out of my mouth. You know, I see Bud having less trouble with Benavidez than he would a Canelo, and I'm not even gonna throw Morrell in there. Bud not beating Morrell. I mean, nobody beating Morrell 175 and under in my book. But I do see Bud.
I don't think nobody at 200 beat Morrell. I feel like if nobody in 175 can beat Morrell, the Bridgerweight can't beat him, or the Cruiserweight, because they got Badu Jack up there. He'll destroy Badu Jack, and Badu Jack's a champion up there. Badu Jack will get destroyed by Morrell.
Man, Morrell is nasty, man. 9, 10 fights at the most. Morrell still is legit.
He's 9-0, and he got 1 fight that went the distance. And out of his 9 fights, 1 went the distance, and 1 went 6 rounds. The rest of them, the other 7 was going in 4 rounds or less. And the other one that went the long round. Matter of fact, 1 went 12 rounds and 1 went 10 rounds and 1 went the distance. The one that went to 10 rounds was against Adios Yurabosi, the one he sent to the coma. But they should have stopped that fight 3 rounds earlier, and that man would have been in the coma. But
Yeah,
they let
man.
that fight go.
I hope dude make a full recovery, man, because his corner
He's out. He's
left
out.
him out there too long.
They said he got out, but they said he can't never box again. He can't box no more.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah,
his corner failed him. His corner left him out there far too long and accumulated way too much damage, man. That man, rest of his life gonna be hindered behind that ass whooping, dog.
Well, you know how the Russians and them people over there be. You know they believe in going out on your shield. You know they don't believe in throwing in the towel or nothing like that. But they should have saved that fighter because he was the #1 contender, and they should have saved him. But they ain't saved that man. They let that man go.
Right.
If Bud goes to 168, I mean, at least Benavidez said he'll fight him. Canelo said no. So I would like to now. Listen, whatever Bud want to do, I just want to see it happen outside of Spence.
Man, Bud will be going against Benavidez. Benavidez be 200 pounds in that ring versus Bud. To be honest, Benavidez,
you know what? Man, 200 up him after weighing in at 168. He gonna put on 30 pounds overnight.
Well, he'll be over 180 because Benavidez is a big boy. They said that man. They said he can fight at heavyweight. They said he can fight at heavyweight.
Yeah.
David Benavidez.
I give him 180. I give him 180, 185 max.
Yeah, about 185. That's only 17 pounds. You know, Devin puts on 25 pounds before a fight. Rod Walker said about 190. Yeah, probably about that, Rod Walker, because he feels all the way out. Because if you look at David Benavidez at weigh-in, he be looking like a damn skeleton. And he do be looking about 20, 30 pounds heavier on fight night, for real.
You know, maybe 5 years ago, I think Bud would take a Benavidez fight, but Benavidez don't have that undisputed status like Canelo. I don't see Bud taking a Benavidez fight for what? You know, interim WBC? No, Bud want to make history. You know, he want these legacy fights. And I think he see Canelo as that one, even though, you know, that'd be a hell of a goddamn feat to pull off if he can get past Canelo's strong ass. But Canelo, like I done mentioned in every chat, Canelo is terrified of undefeated black fighters. Since 2013, he ain't got in the ring with one since Floyd showed him what it's like to get in there with an undefeated brother who come to do it. And Canelo haven't faced an undefeated Mexican nor an undefeated brother since 2013. Look it up. He didn't avoid that undefeated smoke from brothers and Latinos. He done fought a shitload of undefeated white boys, especially through that 168 run. But Canelo staying away from.
You see what Zeno said, Rick? He said if Devin can hydrate damn near 30 pounds, Benavidez definitely can. And you know 30 pounds from 168 is 198. Salute to Kilo Netter. Salute to Rod Walker. Salute to Cash Crypto. Salute to my guy Zenith. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Man, I like I said, I still give Benavidez max 185. You know, maybe 190. You know, hey, but he definitely has the frame to get to a 195, 200. But hey, that'll be too heavy. That'll be too heavy to outpoint Bud. You know, Benavidez's defense is lax. What's up?
You know Zurdo Ramirez, right?
Right.
You know, he weighed in 175 when him and Bivol fought, right?
Right.
Fight night, he was 220. And then
220?
When Bivol beat the hell out of him,
220 upper.
They said he was around 220.
That's 45 pounds, man.
They said Zerto was around. They said he was close to 220 in that fight. They said
And went in there and got it.
Huh?
And what that 220 do for him? He was too
That
slow.
He got destroyed.
Yeah.
He got destroyed. I mean, he was gonna get destroyed anyway. But you know.
Right.
He destroyed anyway. Now I think he fights at cruiserweight. I think Zerto fights at cruiserweight now. I think he fights.
Yeah, I think he did go up.
Yeah, that was a big push. It was hard,
but when it come to
he jumped from 168. He jumped from 168 to 175 for that fight. And see, that was his first fight at 175, I think. I think that was his first fight at 175 from 168. Because he came up to fight Bivol. And he was way bigger than Bivol in that fight. So yeah, people can pick that weight up.
That's all right. Hey man, sometimes size only matter in that bedroom. if you can go in there and you more technically sound, you got that dog in you, and you fight smart, all that weight bullet shit don't matter.
Oh no,
so
Canelo was over 20 pounds.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Canelo was over 20 pounds heavier than Floyd, and Floyd outclassed and passed him in every moment. And Floyd didn't even have his power then. Floyd was sitting there hitting him with precise shots and popping them.
Ooh, that's straight right.
Zena says, according to the WBC, this is what Zena said, Rick. He said, according to the WBC, according to WBC, Devin hydrated 24 pounds in less than 24 hours.
That's fine. That's all right. You know
they got about 30 they got about 30 fights,
right?
Upper, you went out.
Oh, they said Devin rehydrated 24 pounds in less than 24 hours. And I said, it's 36 hours into the fight. So if he can get 24 pounds in less than 24 hours, he can get 36 pounds in 36 hours. Yeah, Zenith, it's very crazy, but that's what I tell you, Zenith. When people be sitting there cutting that weight, they be cutting all that fluid out. They be cutting their body. They be cutting their body down to less than 20% water. That shit's dangerous. Hey Rick, we ain't cutting, buddy.
All right, hey, let me say this and I'm gonna get out the way. All that rehydrating Devin done, he still ain't stopped nobody since 2019, and he been the bigger dude in every fight. So skills pays the bills when you face bigger dudes and you don't go in there and try to be a hero. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Let me hop in this private chat, then I'm gonna get in the regular chat, man.
All right, bro.
All right.
Zenith, a lot of them light heavyweights don't hydrate that high, but I know they probably hydrate at least 15, 20 pounds, but unless they got the IBF belt. The IBF, you can only rehydrate 10 pounds. That's why I respect the IBF that much, because the IBF, they make you fight in your division, basically. But see, Naveratte, when he was beating up Isaac Dogbe down at 122, he was coming to the ring around 150. Noel Inoue was fighting at 118, coming to the ring at 145. And that's why he be destroying them little dudes, man. Like, a lot of these guys that y'all see destroying these people in different divisions, they are cutting so much weight to make it to the divisions. That's what makes Floyd Mayweather so great. Because Floyd Mayweather didn't cut weight. He had to gain weight. Floyd walks around 143, 144. He would have to gain 2 or 3 pounds to make the 147 limit. He would have to gain about 10 pounds to make the 155 limit or the 154. That's why he would fight at 152. Floyd was undersized. So that shows how great he was. While other people was 20, 30 pounds heavier than him, Floyd was still beating him. He reminds you of Deontay Wilder, because when Wilder fights, he's at least 30, 40 pounds smaller than all these people he fight. Exactly, Zainab. Because when they shrink down, they lose power. And and if you got some pretty decent power, your power's still gonna carry down, just not as much as you want it to. But you'll be able to absorb people, and if you're heavy-handed, your heavy-handedness is still gonna come through. So you're still gonna beat on a smaller person. That's like when Bud was fighting Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy was outclassing Bud for the first part of the fight. He had more skill, but Bud was a lot bigger, and the weight showed. And Bud started hitting him with heavier punches, started leaning on him, and all that. And see, if you knock a person down by physical, by punching, or just by accidental knockdown, a fighter still has to pick themselves up. And picking yourself up off the canvas, that takes a lot of energy. And another thing that people don't realize, fighters will come to the ring. Say like a fighter comes to the ring at 180 pounds, right? Before the fight over with, they'll probably be about 172 or 173. Like when they're in there fighting, they lose weight. That's why a lot of people's power does not carry to the end of the fight. Because as you in there fighting, you're losing weight. Just like Nonito and them came in and told you, you can lose up to 15 pounds during a sparring session. So when you sitting there losing that type of weight in the daggone fight, they got to keep you hydrated, and they got to make sure that your endurance is up. That's why you see people like Earl usually spar 16 to 20 rounds when they do sparring. Sometimes they say Earl would do 24 rounds because you're trying to get your body ready to go at least 15 round shape. And you want to do that because when you get your body in that shape, if you take body shots take away rounds from you. Say like you in 20 round shape and you get hit with a barrage of body shots. That'll drop you down to 18 round shape. Then the more, it'll drop you down to 17, 16, and so on until you meet in the middle what type of round shape you in. Say like they beat your body down to 9 round shape, and that's the energy you got, and you go into the 9th round. Now you're susceptible to a knockout. See, it's all that's why they say putting in that early work. It's like a pie graph. Like it's where they overlap at is where you most susceptible to get knocked out, or where you most susceptible about getting stopped. That's the way it works. It's a science behind this boxing thing.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you said. Go ahead, Alfred.
Go ahead, Queen.
Oh, I thought you were about to read that. They lose that weight in the ring. That's true.
Oh, salute, Michael White. Peace and blessings, King.
That's true. They do lose that weight in the ring. So what do you think? How do you think AJ is gonna perform now that we know Derrick James is not in the corner?
I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I hope Otto Wallin beat the hell out of AJ.
Well, okay. But how do you think he performs?
I hope like trash.
I mean, okay, but why though? What's your opinion on that? Are you
Salute,
upset
Bruce
that
Gas and Jazz. See, Derrick James was teaching him intricate skills. Derrick James was giving AJ a purpose and a style. He was having a chance to be in there with a winning team. He brought that losing atmosphere to Derrick James in his gym. That's what he did. He messed up the feng shui. Before he got there, everybody was winning. When he got there, my man Derrick got 2 straight losses behind this man, dog. And Frank almost lost as well. Get that nigga the hell up out of there. Send his ass back. Because ever since Usyk beat that man, ever since Andy Ruiz dropped that man, he never been the same. Matter of fact, ever since Vladimir Klitschko dropped that man, he hasn't been the same, to be honest. And then he's just always so full of himself, and he keeps ducking Wilder. And he said he was going to fight Wilder, but he keeps pushing it back. And yeah, he signed a $100 million contract with Eddie Hearns, but that was the dumbest thing he could have did because with his fanfare and everything, he could have made that type of money off at least 4 fights. I mean, he's AJ. 4 fights would have got that for him. And hey,
I don't know. I think that for some, I feel like there's been
Hey man, hold on. Y'all check that private chat, man. Let me get out the way now.
I already figured that. I already figured that, Rick. I already figured that, Rick. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. That crap too.
Oh my good, Rick is a fool. Who you gonna do him like that, Rick? Jesus. Okay.
I was thinking the same, but I just didn't voice it.
Oh no, man. Some people, some people.
Yeah, but like
No,
I was saying though, like he just had a down atmosphere. Like he was in there with a bunch of champions. He was in there with Earl, Charlo. And he said he was happy because he's in there with people that speak his language. He had Ryan Garcia, he had Frank Martin. Like you in there with the crew. You in there with a winning crew. And you brought that negative energy over there. And then see, he's used to being the big fish in a small pond. See, he came over to the pond with the big fish. So he wasn't the big fish in that pond no more. It's kind of like Dwight Howard. When Dwight Howard was with the Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard was that guy. But then when they took him to the Lakers in Houston, when he was in a bigger pond, a bigger ocean, he shells up. And Derrick James was teaching him everything he could, but the man still has PTSD. Like the man's scared to let his hands go. I seen it in Jermaine Franklin fight. Like he's scared to let his hands go. And like remember once I told you, like once a fighter gets broken, once a fighter is broken, they're shell of themselves. They'll never be the same fighter that they used to be. Like just like a pit bull. Once a pit bull gets broken, it'll never be the same. It'll never cross that line again or scratch. That's the way AJ is. AJ has been shown his vulnerabilities. The man snapped in the ring talking about, how did you beat me? I'm in better shape than you and blah blah this and this. But see, he don't realize that his ceiling only goes that far. He's done reached his ceiling. He's done reached this plateau. The papers is out on AJ. AJ is not no world beater. And like I felt like Wilder should have got a lot of them fights. He stole the Charles Martin fight from Wilder. He stole the Joseph Parker fight away from Wilder. So unified against weaker champions that he won. And so if he would have fought Wilder a long time ago, he would have made all that money and everything. But he sat there and lost to Andy Ruiz where it wasn't worth nothing. It wasn't worth nothing. He could have fought Wilder and got paid buku bucks.
You're echoing.
All right, go ahead and talk for a minute. I'm going to have to switch devices. I'm going to have to unfuse. Like Frequent said, I fuse. Let me unfuse.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Because I understand that he may want, Derrick, the way Derrick operates, he's so private. A lot of stuff don't really come out of camp unless it's a mole in the camp. You know what I'm saying? So no telling if there was just a personality disconnect, if they were wanting to move in opposite directions. Maybe it's just to the point where Derrick is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got too much on my plate right now. He just signed $100 million deal. You know what I'm saying? He good. You feel me? Like, I don't know. We don't know. We can only speculate at this point. But one thing I will say is that I wish Anthony, I don't want him to get beat up, but I do wish him all the best. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just business. I forget the name that they're saying that he may be working with. I think somebody that's based where Anthony is from.
Sugar Hill, I think.
I'm not sure.
I think it's either Ben Davis or Sugar Hill.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It probably is that, but I just think that it's, this is a very interesting time, not, for Derrick and also Anthony. Like I'm curious to see what he's going to do. I do believe that once this fight is done, because word has it, I think, well, Deontay is the one that put it out there maybe like a week or two ago, that he sent a message personally to Joshua, and I think he actually went and seen Joshua. So I say that that's probably going to be a fight for next year as well. If
We
Joshua,
thought that when Wilder had the 50 million for him.
I know, but I don't know. I think now it's just I don't know with him going, making it be known that he's doing all this. I think it's putting the pressure on Joshua now. Like, come on, bro, you like that's a guaranteed. Wilder and Joshua is a guaranteed $100 million fight. Like, come on, bro, you can't.
It was that back then. It was even more back then.
Exactly. So it's
Back
like,
then,
like who
back
else is in
then,
the fight?
back then, that was a 2 million pay-per-view fight easily. It would have had all the UK and all the United States would have been watching that fight right there. Because Joshua had just beat Klitschko and had 100,000 fans in the stands versus Klitschko. And Wilder was that guy. He was our champion. And we'll put our champion up against the UK any day. And we believe that Wilder, and we still think Wilder butts him down. But I don't think he fights it. And honestly, I don't really think he gets past Otto Wallin. Tyson Fury had to cheat to get past Otto Wallin, if y'all remember. Otto Wallin beat the brakes off Tyson Fury. So this is a tough fight for AJ. I don't even think AJ really can get past this guy.
Yeah, I don't think so either because he had Tyson Fury leaking.
He was busting Tyson Fury up.
Yeah,
and I feel like, and I don't think AJ is that skilled. And AJ is daggone. He's punch drunk, and like I said, he shells up now. So Otto Wallin was the worst thing for them to put him in the ring with. I feel like that's going to backfire, and I know I'm taking Otto Wallin, and I'm taking the under on the fight card. I'm definitely gambling on that fight.
I wonder if I want to see. Yeah, because Anthony would be the favorite in that. They're gonna ride with Anthony no matter what. That's gonna be an interesting fight, but I got Wallin winning too. The way he did Fury, man, I don't know what Anthony's gonna do. He's probably thinking like this is gonna be an easier fight for him than Wilder.
And see,
maybe this is the fight to get him ready for Wilder. I don't know. I don't know what made him pick Wallin. I think he should have fought Big Baby.
Yeah, Gerald Miller would have been an easier fight than this right here.
Yeah, so I don't know what made him pick Otto like that.
Exactly, young world. Exactly. We all taking Otto Wallin that fight because I think he's just doing this to get out the Wilder fight. I feel like he's gonna lose to Otto Wallin, and this is gonna be the second time he could have fought Wilder but got another loss. That's what I think. Or I think he's gonna lose to Otto Wallin, so then if he loses to Wilder, it won't be nothing. So he'll go ahead and do it. Yeah, that whole boy, he busted Fury's face all the way up. Fury had to throw elbows and everything and cheat on that man. He had Fury on the ropes. Bad.
Yeah, he tore Fury up. Like, golly. I was like, though. I'm like, yo, where's the medic?
That's what I'm saying.
Fix him up.
And see, and Wallin and AJ is not as fluid as Tyson Fury. Like AJ is damn stiff as hell. Now he got some of the skills Derrick James taught him. He better put them to use because if he can't get out the way, Otto Wallin is going to touch him all night. Because I think he got the reach advantage over AJ. But I'll tell you one thing, the man was catching Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury couldn't get away from it. Otto Wallin, even though a lot of people don't know him, the man is very technically sound. He's very technical. He has a vicious jab, and he has a straight right that delivers. Like, I wouldn't put him in the same category as Big Bang Zane, but I think Big Bang Zane would stop AJ as well, the Chinese guy. Because I felt like he beat Herkovich. Because I was calling it with KQKC, and I said this man beat Herkovich and dropped him in the second round and everything, but they robbed the Chinese man Zane against Philip Herkovich. Herkovich really lost that fight. But like I said, Top Rank had Philip Herkovich. So Top Rank don't like to let their top people lose.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. And that, Top Rank, that's the best matchmaking. They do the best matchmaking as well.
Well, they didn't do it that night because Herkovich got hurt. Look, Herkovich was a hurt bitch. Big Bang Zane hurt the bitch named Herkovich. I'm telling you. And then
Yeah, that was a surprise.
he just beat the Juggernaut twice.
Well, this is interesting. I can't wait to see how Joshua performs without a Derek James. Derek James did help him get was very vocal because that is his trainer with his last win.
Got him
With the
2 wins.
guy,
His ass 2 wins.
what was that guy's name?
Jermaine Ortiz. I mean, no, Jermaine.
The Hellenius. Was that the one he fought? No. What's the guy? He hit him. He got him up out of there in 6. His last fight. Chat, tell me. But he
Wasn't
did
it
good
Robert
with that.
Hellenius? It was Robert
Yeah,
Hellenius, and
yeah.
he fought Jermaine Franklin first.
Right. So he's been doing well. So that's why I'm just shocked. But we heard the rumors, last month, and it came into fruition. So I just want to know moving forward. I think that this is a good move for Derek. You know what I'm saying? Now he could put more energy into Spence and Ryan and
And see, that's what Joshua's
Jamel.
problem was. Joshua couldn't get pampered. He used to people be like, "Oh, AJ," because that was one of the main things AJ said. He said he can't go nowhere in England without everybody seeing him and knowing who he is. He said in America, he walk around, people just walk past him like they don't know who he is. See, he missed being famous. He missed people shouting his name. He a diva.
Well, I'm curious to see how he's gonna perform on this fight. That's a really good fight. It's all, that's a heavyweight bout. They ended, you know what I'm saying, the year with that one. We got the second part to the Showtime All Access with Benavidez and Boo Boo coming Saturday. That's exciting. So we just have a lot of content for with boxing coming out starting tomorrow all the way up until the end of December. So this is a very good time to be a boxing fan, man. Like all year has been just lit. Like
Yes, it has.
it's been absolutely insane. I'm excited. With all these fights that's coming up with all these big names, it's just interesting to see how 2024 is about to play out. We know for sure we're getting Bud and Spence. We know that Tank is coming back. T.O. is locked in for February. Nobody knows who he's fighting yet. But Bob Arum says that he's trying to get the Ryan fight. If Ryan could turn it around from December to February, we'll see.
I hope he do because that'll have his ass sharp as hell.
Yeah, that'd be good. So, they're looking at those 2 fights. We got O'Hari Davis and Barroso fighting
Got
for
Barroso in that fight, fighting for Rolly's belt.
fighting for the interim for Rolly's belt. It's just so many fights coming up, y'all. Like this is insane.
Shout
And if
out
you
Barroso,
betting,
the 50-year-old. Shout out Barroso, that 50-year-old killer in the ring.
yes, yes, yes. So this is just a really good year for boxing. I'm just excited. Um, Tomorrow we definitely kicking it off. We'll be here tomorrow night as well for the post comment on the fight. Win, lose, or draw. We gonna be here. Whatever, whoever win, whoever lloses. You feel me? Definitely check in if you can't buy the fight. Definitely check in to KQKC. Where he does fantastic calling, the best in the biz, especially on YouTube. Nobody calls it like KQKC. And then we come on right after him.
If you can't afford the $10 fight, just go to KQKC. You won't miss a punch.
Exactly. Shout out to Rick Timms and his people with Quentin. We room for you, Quentin. And now this definitely hits home because Rick is a real cool dude, man. And now that I know that that's his people, you feel me? I might have to switch my pick because Rick is definitely one of the 10 toes down guys. You feel me? Like that's one of my dudes right there. So might have to switch my pick, but I do still have Brian Norman Jr. giving. I do give him the edge. I give Naveratte the edge. Of course, Abdullah, I got him over everybody. I don't see nobody stopping him. And y'all know me with my Shakur prediction. I got Shakur. I could see it being a stoppage from 7 to 11, but I won't be mad at a UD as well. Anything you want to add, Upper, before we wrap up?
Yeah, I got Abdullah Mason in 5 rounds or less. Stopping that guy. I got Naveratte either stopping him in the late between 9 to 11, and if he don't, then it goes to the cards. But I'm thinking that Naveratte, he's gonna throw too many punches, and I'm thinking Concasio, he fights at such a pace that I think he's gonna overwhelm Concasio, even though he is a gold medalist. I feel like he's gonna get overwhelmed. I think Shakur's gonna straight wipe this guy out. I think it'd be 10-2 unless Shakur power rises like it should. If Shakur power matches the division, I think he might catch Edward in there with one of them precise shots and get him up out of there. If not, then it goes a distance and Shakur probably doesn't lose a round or two. But yeah. And Brian Norman and Quentin Randall, I think. I'm not gonna do it now. Okay. And then that's the way I think right there. I think it's gonna be a tough fight right now.
For sure, for sure. And if you came in late, my thumbnail today is Roy Jones Jr. I'm paying homage not only to one of the greatest that's ever done it, Roy Jones Jr., um, to the grace of to one of the greats who's ever done it in the sport, but also to let you guys know, Shakur is one of the only fighters outside of Roy, but of course Roy had a longer career. But just how Shakur doesn't get hit or loses rounds. Roy Jones Jr. has the record for going 10 years without losing a unanimous round by all three judges. So shout out to Roy Jones Jr. for putting in that work, man. Shout out to Shakur Stevenson. Regardless if you win or lose, Shakur, I'm proud of you, man. You definitely making your way. The statements that you're making at these press conferences, you putting people on blast. Just everything. I like the attitude with your headphones, like you listening, but you really not. This is my show. You just focus, and I could see it all on you. And I think Shakur's going to give us a hell of a show tomorrow. I'm standing on it. I'm stamping it. So I want to say shout out to everybody that came. Young girl, Thomas Hill. Shout out to you, King. Where you been? Shout out Thomas Hill. Frequent flyer, Big Dose 513. Love the number because that's my birthday. Taurus gang. Shout out to Michael White, Rick Timms. Thank you for coming up. Prime Video, I think that was his name. Shout out to you, King. I hope you get the subscription. All things that's always. Shout out to you. Strap season. Shout out to you. Brian King, the king of the chat. Shout out to you, Brian King. Terrell Davis, Black All Day. Akaflex, Rod Walker, Queen Ariana. Thank you, Queen, for coming through. Always showing love. Shout out to that whole boy. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to, let me see, who am I missing? Who am I missing in the chat? Oh, Just Do. Y'all definitely tune in. He's about to be, well, he should have started already, but shout out to Just Do. Shout out to everybody that came in. If I missed you, my bad. Bullet Gibson, shout out to you. Ray Davis, shout out to you, King. I'm gonna cook on what you said too about that the marijuana comment of Keyshawn Davis. We just couldn't get to it, but I'm writing it down. We gonna talk about that because that was hilarious, Ray. Shout out to you, A1 Who's On. I ain't forget about you, King. I ain't forget about you. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming through, man. Thank you to everybody. God bless you all, families. Thank you to Upper and shout out to Upper's wife for lending him to us for a couple hours. I know this isn't easy. This takes a lot of work, takes a lot of family time, the research that we do to find things to talk about. What's the hottest boxing topic and news? I'm trying to, that whole boy. It's just that's a funny name. That's just a funny name to me. I'm gonna always do that. But it's really difficult because we got lives, we got, you know what I'm saying? I have work. We both have work and everything else, but we do it because this is what we enjoy to do. So shout out to Upper, shout out to his family, shout out to y'all, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big day. We are going to have fun, man. We're going to be cooking all day tomorrow because it's fight night. It's fight day. Shout out to y'all, man. God bless. And as always, I'm out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Peace and blessings, everybody. We out.
Y'all know what the fuck going on around. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought it was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to strike. And guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK to anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split. FN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eating bullet for dinner. 5 boy sale, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple off Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding.